Welcome back to the Kole Driver Development Program YouTube channel. I'm Casey Campbell, and thanks for tuning in. And we have a special treat for all of you. We are pleased to be joined by 2021 Kole Driver Development Program finalist, and most recently, this week's past winner of the ARCA Series West Race at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, and of course, is Kole Raz. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to get back on here and talk with you.
All right. So I know a lot of people have, how many people have reached out to you and about, just getting the win or really just, I think I know the finish has
hmm
gone around social media from the ARC account, but probably one of the most exciting West races, that I think a lot of people have seen in a long time. But, what was it like battling Trevor to get the win?
Yeah, so I mean, to go back to your first question, I think I woke up Sunday morning with close to 300 texts. And so I just completed getting through back to everybody, and I'm hoping I haven't missed nobody. But no, that clip of the last 10 laps has just blown up, especially on Twitter. And it was a really good, clean, hard battle, and it's just something I'm really proud to have been a part of. Jerry and Dustin have worked so hard to get back in victory lane, and we ran a couple of races with them last year, and just to be a part of that progression in the process of getting back to a race winning team was really special, and to duke it out like that and put on a show for the fans, and it's probably the best finish that Kern has seen with the ARCA series ever. Um, and in terms of the last couple of years of good races. I hope that can rank up there because it was a hell of a race.
Yeah. So what talk because I know that Kern was not on the original schedule for you. How did that come about? And obviously with obviously the post you were actually supposed to do the Irwindale race before it got postponed to July.
Yeah, so I mean, if you asked me at the beginning of the year, I wasn't planning on doing any ARCA starts. I was just going to focus on our super late model program, and Jerry Pitts, he called me up in talks of doing Irwindale, and obviously, like you mentioned, they got rained out. So with that being moved to a double header, he called me about a week prior to Kern and asked if I wanted to swap that out, and I was all for it. I hadn't run at Bakersfield in over 3 years since I was a part of the Quickie program. So it was cool to get back there and be able to run there and to see the new operation with Kevin being involved in the Huddleston family. It was really cool to see how they've taken the things they've learned from running Irwindale to bringing it over to Kern, and they're putting on a great show for the fans, and that place was pretty packed, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah. To kind of just, I know that there's been a lot of big wins that you've had. Of course, we talked to you last time when last time you were on last time you were on here, you won the Wenatchee 200, and that still probably is one of the biggest races you've ever won. And where does this rank up there?
Man, it's tough. I've been asked that a couple times, and Wenatchee, for multiple reasons, will be pretty near and dear to my heart. My brother has had a lot of success there, so it's cool to get our first win for myself at Wenatchee, and to duke it out with Derek Thorne, who was racing for Jeff Jefferson. It was cool to be able to showcase my talent against a driver like his caliber, and to be able to beat him was just that much more special. But you go look at the ARCA win, and just seeing the raw emotion from the whole team and Jerry and Dustin specifically, that just hit home with me pretty hard. And I think that ranks up there pretty high on the list just for the emotion it brought out of everybody and not so much me as a driver. Obviously, it was really cool, and to have that notoriety and exposure was amazing, but just the pure emotion was really special to see and be a part of.
Yeah. So really, getting that win this past weekend, what yeah, and obviously it affects you in so many different ways. Just, I know you've had a lot of twists and turns in your racing career. But to get that win, what does it, does it mean to you personally, after everything that you've been through?
It's huge. Like I said it in my interview on the front stretch after the race, I don't get opportunities like this very much. And I think when you do, as a driver, you got to capitalize on that because you never know when the next one will be or if you'll ever even get a next one. So, um, I was really happy just as a family and for myself to be able to execute the way we did, just for the simple fact of not knowing if that'll ever happen again or if I'll be in a position to do that again. And I was looking at someone put out a stat sheet of kind of a recap of the race weekend and some of the history involved in the ARCA West series. And my brother and I are now in the record books with Jeff and Jason Jefferson of being brothers that have won in the series. So with the history we've had with them for the last 10, 12 years, it's really cool to share a spot with them in the record books.
Of course, your brother is longtime ARCA West competitor Grayson Raz. And of course, he was on top of the spotter stand. But to have him up there and have him in your ear, does it mean for your entire family?
It's huge. I mean, I don't trust anybody else like I can with Grayson. Our communication is just so in sync, obviously with us being brothers, and I used to spot for him quite a bit when he was still racing, and obviously roles have reversed now. But he offers such great insight, and he really keeps me honest inside the race car, and he's a huge part of why we were able to go win that race. Just making sure I was able to be locked in those last 20 laps to go run down the 50 and as we were coming across the line, just hearing his emotion in his voice was really special. And I remember I spotted for his first super late model win, and it was just really full circle for me because I know the feeling that he had and seeing your brother go out and have that kind of success. And my mom was actually out of town across the world, so she was waking up while we were racing. She was on a work trip, and to have a phone call with her and hear her emotion and have my dad there was really special. And obviously, I wish my mom was there to see it without a doubt, but it was really special for a family like us.
No. And you talk about you never know when you're going to get an opportunity like that again. And I know you've said this publicly. You don't have any other planned West starts this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, that's correct. That was essentially a one and done deal. Obviously, I hope I can have the chance to go work with Jerry and Dustin again. They're just such great people and they work so hard in the shop to go win races. And I grew up legend car racing with Dustin and met Jerry and Jeff and Grayson and Noah were racing with them. So these are just long relationships I've built for, like I said, almost 10 years now. So I hope I can have that chance to go race with them again. But for the rest of the year, it's just super late model racing, and we got a lot of big races to go after, and hopefully we can go get some more wins.
Okay, for people that may not be familiar with you, kind of remind everybody like how you I know you come from a racing family and all that, but kind of remind just the Spark Notes version on how your career how'd you get into racing and all that.
Yeah, so it all started with my brother. So we have a 6 year age gap. So he started quarter midget racing here at Portland at a dairy farm about 20 minutes from us. And unfortunately, that's closed down now. But I was just a couple days old when he did his first laps. And so as long as I can remember, it's been all racing. So I did quarter midgets for a little while there, and then progressed to legend car racing in Vegas with Dustin Ash. And he got connected up with an amazing group of family, Brad and Joanne Corneliuson out of Tucson, and I ran a year of trucks with them at Tucson Speedway, and then it progressed into a super late model ride, and from there it's just all progressed to branching out more across the West Coast, and now we're going to be dipping more into the East Coast this year, hopefully, and made our first Derby start last year, which was incredible. And I'm hoping we can make it back there this December and try and get a little better run. But no, for as long as I can remember, it's been all racing.
Yeah. Okay, so just kind of like explain I know you were in the program in 2021. What was that experience like for you?
It was incredible. Everybody involved was really near and dear. They were very, very true. And that's kind of rare to find in the racing world of the true, authentic people. And Tom Roberts, I had known for a while. And so he kept egging me on to join and become a finalist and just put my name in the application process, right? So we were named a semifinalist in 2020, and obviously COVID hit, so that didn't happen. And luckily, I was able to be named one of the 7 finalists for that one quickie program in 21, and it was special. We had a rough year racing wise, but the biggest thing I took away from it was the community engagement. We worked with an incredible program out of Las Vegas, Aiden's Army of Angels, and those are still people I stay in touch with today, and it's cool to see the journey that they continue to be on to fight for their cause. And that was the biggest thing I took away from was no matter how important racing is to us, because that's what we live for, at the end of the day, there's so many bigger issues, and it just really puts life into perspective. And that was probably the biggest rowing experience I've had so far in my life, and it was well worth being a part of the program and being able to honor Alan the way we did.
No. Okay, so what are your plans for the rest of the year for racing?
Yeah, so we're I'm getting ready to go down to Irwindale, California, May 18th for the Spears SRL Southwest Tour All-Star Showdown. We got a couple more Northwest races at Wenatchee and Evergreen Speedway. And then after Evergreen, I'm hoping we can make the trip out to Berlin. It's a little bit of a hike, but I'm really hoping we can survive these next couple races and be in a position to go out there. We have a lot of great partners that are all on board for it. So I'm excited to definitely get down to California as Apache Rental Group, Reeves Complete Auto Center are all out of the California area. So they get to go to the racetrack with us, and it's just great to be able to see them and get a little more partnership activation going with them. So in terms of that, it's just Berlin, and hopefully we can make another Derby run. But in between Berlin and the Snowball, it'll be a little fluid and just see where we're at after Berlin.
Okay. All right. Well, Kole Raz, congratulations on winning this past weekend's ARCA West Race at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, and thanks for coming on here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.